Alright, welcome back to Nugget Garage. This week we're tuning Chris's VL again.
This week, this month, this time. I'm here because he shitted it.
And I'll do an update on that van thing.
Yep.
So since this was here last, Chris brought it down to me, I think it was 6 months, a year ago.
Yep.
6 months.
Yep.
And it was all of a sudden really rich, so we retuned it, not realising that it was actually on E50, not E85.
Yeah, it was a bad batch of fuel.
It made 920 odd, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, 920 something.
Less than the stuffed roller. And didn't break it then, but when he took it to Power Cruise and put actual E85 in it, it got onto the lean cut, and Chris got onto the lean cut, then got onto the lean cut, got onto the lean cut, then got onto the lean cut, got onto the lean cut, then got onto the lean cut, and got onto the lean cut.
I was asking if it was sure. Apparently it was.
So nothing came out.
Yeah, it was close.
You just bended a bit of stuff and...
One rod. Only one.
Is now gone and rebuilt it. It's got, I can't remember what rods and pistons.
It's I-beam rods, CV pistons, bigger S-pins, billet main caps, 625 head studs.
And he left the cylinder head and the valve springs and the camshafts and everything how it was. So if a valve floats...
It's fine.
On you.
It's fine.
Same computer, should basically get it back to where it was, and then obviously he wants to swing for the 4 figures.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have to do anything to do with the light load, just fix this idle problem up. The camshafts, I think we've moved the separation angle.
Yeah, I think he's just dialed them in a bit better. And
the what sort of vacuum it runs at idle, so it's all different.
Yep.
So I'll fix that up.
I can still drive fine.
A little bit of just buzz over the light load, and then we'll get into some pulls. Sand
it to the moon.
You brought your own mop.
Yeah, I've got a bucket somewhere as well, and a tow truck's coming.
Cool.
Tune.
See if you can actually beat my sleep.
Tune. Righto. Power predictions. What's it going to make? 1,050. It's going to run out of boost at some point because it's got a...
What did Naomi's make? There's just a G42.
Yeah, but she's got a G42 1450 though.
No, but it's got the GT42 rear housing.
Oh, has it? Yeah, but that's only 4294.
It choked out at 1,080.
Yeah. Well, I don't reckon I'll get probably much further than that, if that. I was thinking like 1,050, 1,060 maybe, but it's only 4294. It's not even an O2. So it'll probably run out.
It's barely even beating a wrong turbo place Supra with the wrong engine.
That's all backwards.
And it's way shorter.
On a 2-inch pipe.
3RZ 2.7 Hilux motor. Pussy.
You know, you called me a pussy 12 months ago, and that's why this has happened.
You didn't upgrade the turbo though, you upgraded the engine's abilities.
Can't afford the turbo,
bruh.
Turbos cost money that I don't have. I did things to the stuff, and that's enough.
So it's got all fluids and you're happy with everything?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's got some.
I don't want to scratch this shit. Blah, 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 blah.
Take my cams away, I like it now.
You want it even more hectic than that?
Eh?
You want it even more hectic than that?
Yeah, go on.
It needs to be lower. Sounds like it's got a blower on it.
That's far less GDR.
Everything looking good so far?
Good as it can be. It's got different fuel pumps in it, so we're going to have to trim it a bit. What do you reckon?
Right. The boosts
29.
29. Oh, good day then. Oh,
Everything looks
how much?
alright.
How much boost has stuff got?
34.
34 pounds. What power did it make again?
930.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I wanted exactly 1,000.
Now, when I said I wanted 1,000, dude, this is getting ridiculous with your shit, alright?
That's all it's got, mate. Sorry.
I bet it is. What was that on?
I made 33 and then fell to 32.
Yeah, right.
So the
Might
fact
start running
the
out.
fact that it's starting to run down means it's probably starting to run out.
Yeah, well, I was thinking it might run out about 35, so.
Still could probably have a little bit more timing in again. I just asked Naomi what it says, mate. She said 1,074.
1,007.
1,074 point
Oh,
something.
I ain't getting that far. Can't beat that bitch, eh? Throw a cane at a little sort of out.
Hit my boost cut.
You scared the fucking shit out of me, dude. I nearly boosted. Yeah, Rodney!
It wasn't Rodney. Alright, that might be a little scotch too much.
How many of the boosters?
36.
36 probably about all it's got left, or got any in it?
It sounds a bit surgy.
About it, eh? 2020.
Oh, AT's on. Like, the air temp's not too bad, but it just sounded a bit fluffy that time. What plug gaps have you got and shit?
I think 0.4.
And that was only 7,800 revs. That's 70% duty on what, 2200s? The 2200.
70%.
Yeah.
It's getting up there, isn't it? What do you want to do? Do you want to try another pound or two, or we call it your call? It's up to you, man. It's your call. You're the guy. Whatever you reckon you do, you know better than I do. You leave it wherever you reckon it's happy.
I'd say it's probably happy there. What? There's 2525s, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 525s.
Yeah, the fuel pressure's perfect. I don't know. We only really, what do we gain? Like 30 horsepower from 6 pounds of boost.
Yeah, so you're not...
5 psi per boost. 5 horsepower per psi.
Yeah, so it's running out there.
It's running out there.
Look, if you reckon it's best to leave it there, I'm happy to do that.
Oh, that's fast. You're never going to hook that up anyway.
Hey?
You're never going to hook that up anyway.
No, that's right. Call it good there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. It's made 1,000.
It's only a 40 G4202, isn't it?
That's 42.94.
4294.
So it's well out. It's doing well, making 1,000 on a 3 litre.
Yeah. So Chris's car, basically he put 2 525s in it for the dyno, so there's a few spots there in the VE table where it needed to be trimmed. It was actually lean in some spots for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. Once that was good, I think we needed to richen up the actual overall part under boost about 10%, and then it was just 3 pulls to 1,020 something. I'd say that's just about out of turbo.
It's on about 36 pound, isn't it? So
yeah,
I
don't
it used
really.
to put on, 100 horsepower with 4 pound when it was in the 20s.
Yeah, I think we're getting 5 horsepower per psi. It's
well
choking on something.
Definitely.
So we'll leave it there. We'll back it down slightly, but just leave it at 1,000 anyway. Yeah. And that should live. Everything looks good in the data. Your wideband sensor is telling lies for some reason. This thing, it's the diff for the bike car. I had to take out a small bank loan to pay for it, but there it is. The beauty of it is it's just going to bolt straight back in, and I just got a diff tail shaft made and U-bolts made. I'm going to get the U-bolts, that's about it. Bolt in. This thing...
Have you told them what the diff actually is? Like, it's
so it was built by Jeff England Engineering, and to use the KE10 brakes, he had to find a specific Borg Warner. I'd say Borg Warner 78, aren't they?
Yeah, 78 series,
Which I think came out of an XD or XE ute maybe, because the flange to backplate distance was correct to work with this drum. So then he's gone and machined the axles, changed the PCD, put a 323 centre in it. It's got a true trackish centre. It's probably a China one. It's not a wave track, but it's some cheaper one. So that should let the bike car actually theoretically top out at 240 in forwards and backwards.
And backwards. That'd be
Yeah.
You won't.
Can try. This thing's still progressing. I've got a guy coming to do the brakes this month, the brake lines and shit and stuff. The aircon, I don't know if I've showed people that.
I don't know if you did. You better show them again anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got aircon in it.
So I put electric AC in it. Just ignore the wiring mess. I've started doing Nexus things. It's like Spaghetti City. The compressor sits under the car in front of the back tyre, and it runs straight off the battery. So I think it pulls about 50 amps when it's running. Actually got the system charged up and running. It's actually quite quiet. Quite quiet.
Actually quite amazing, really.
It really added maybe 15 kilos of weight.
Which is nothing.
It's
really.
less than one of my kids.
That's just another pound of boost.
Yeah.
It's easy.
I might even put a douche, like a Anderson plug on the back, so I can like pre-cool my car before the race. Dave.
You do it remotely via the Nexus.
Dave knocked this out today. That's a 60 litre fuel cell. The aeromated pump sits inside of it. It's got baffles in there, and we're going to have to build another box that seals all of this junk in, because unfortunately a panel van doesn't have a firewall, does it? So everything has to be sealed in. This is going to have to be secured and externally ventilated, and the nitrous bottle, same, blow down tube, all that crap. Nexus wiring. I'm starting with the 2.5 metre harness. So I've just pulled it all apart into separate groups of connectors, and I'm starting to send shit around the car. It's only probably 2 hours in at the moment. All the battery cables have all been done. The battery leads from the AC compressor come through there to the couple of terminal posts down there. This is all going to sit under a panel and under a seat, so you won't see it. Obviously, everything's got to go forward to the engine. This bundle here has to go under the car to all the sensors under the car. There's heaps of them. No shocky travel sensors though, just pressures and temperatures. Oh, and a tail shaft speed. Can't remember what else. Torque management stuff, things. We finished the inlet plenum. Got the BPP rail on there. I pulled some injectors out of the K20, so it had 12 of them in it. It now has 6. Cleaned them up, put them in. Gobby's BPP rail. Drive-by throttle. Got some plugs coming from that this week. Dave started doing the intercooler piping. He had to do some trimming. Looks like he lost control of the diagram under there. But it's really tight, so we're going to have to come out of here and turn and have a clamp, like a flange under here. But the idea is I want to have this running. It's got to run in the next 2 weeks if I'm going to make this Corralman deal. And then Harry from Bayside. What's his name?
Harry.
I need about 9 Harry. I need my guards and my doors and shit painted.
Hurry up, Harry. Hurry up.
And the next fabrication job to tackle is this cooling system. We're going to have to cut and shut these Ross adapters and shorten them up. I don't even think the Dash 20 is going to fit in there. Got to get the radiator fans on there. Can't fit a shroud, but I need them on there so I know where the hoses are all going to run and not hit shit. Anyway, so next week will be a video of this thing at Kenda. It's had a bit of a birthday, had a wash. I've straightened the diff up in it. It's the fresh engine with the new rods, obviously. It makes 1190 at the tyres now, which is 70 up from where it was. And it's got a different side pipe. Hopefully this weekend we can get it in the 4s and the 8th. And then after that, we're heading down to Sydney Jamboree to see if that track's actually worth 0.2 a second like everybody reckons it is. So if we can get it in the 490s in the 8th, that means it'll do 770s in the quarter, and in Sydney it might run a 750.
Supra stuff. What's going on Supra? You got any further with that? Gearbox is out.
So I pretended that the engine was actually out last video, but Andrew sort of failed. So the engine's still in it.
It's not like anything.
Most of the stuff's pulled off the engine, so it's ready to come out. Just Kip's a little bit under with engines at the moment, so he's got the gearbox, but I'm not going to hassle him with the motor until he's ready. Alright, then I'll get to the track this weekend, Kenda, get some film of that, and then you'll see that next week. Or not.
What the Supra mate? 2025 is it? Made more than that.
I think it was 24, 1024.
Close. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, but one's a 4 litre V8, one's a 3 litre.
Well, you could do it the easy way and use a JZ. Well, that's pretty fucking boring, isn't it?
Alright, mate. Says the guy who's got now, did he? What's your current build here? Where are we going over here? JZ. JZ. Where's stuff? Oh, out there with the JZ in it. Stuff, things. This thing on. Alright. I'm starting to poo myself. It's time to leave. Tune done.
Yeah.
2020. Stoked.
Still didn't beat the Supra.
It will in a race. Doesn't weigh 2 tonnes.
Yeah, how many tyres?
Hey?
I'd fucking whip your ass. I haven't got a gearbox, but I would.
Oh, you whip my ass with no gearbox. Well, do you want to do an outro? Is it easier I just do this? Just talk about stuff we should have filmed, but we didn't film them.
Oh, fuck up. Where's your fucking video being?